What's up? Welcome to Porter Not Porter. You got both. Right now you got both porters. You got all three porters outside, but not on camera. I'm busy breaking the TV. He's fixing brakes, and Clef's here. Yeah, he is. I got a TV to smash. Peace.
I don't know. So basically, we got 2009
Hey, you making me smell?
Nissan Altima. And we're gonna do brakes, pads, and rotors all the way around this boy. Should be fun. I did the front before, so kind of know what to get into. But we're gonna give up a step by step. Show you how to get it done. First step, any successful brake job. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't do this, but what you really need to do before you do anything, get up under the hood, find your brake reservoir, mass cylinder cap, take that off, man. You're gonna be pushing fluid the other way, so you take that off. That's number one. Number two, while the car on the ground, before you start jacking up, go ahead and break loose all the lug nuts. I already did that part though. I ain't gonna waste your time with that. Alright, so you got the front wheel off. Like I said, I already busted those lugs. I feel like they should have been tighter than they were, but we ain't gonna talk about all that. Basically what we got going on, we're gonna do pads and rotors. So when you do the rotors, you gotta take the caliper bracket off. So we're gonna break these two, one, and this one at the bottom. I'm trying to get that one at the bottom, but it's two bolts. We're gonna break those loose, then we're gonna loosen these. If you were doing pads only, you literally only have to take this one loose. Or you could take the bottom one, flip the caliper up, compress the caliper, and make it a quick job. But we gotta change the rotors, so we gotta take off the caliper bracket, and then we gotta unloosen that one. There's another one at the bottom. So alright, so got those guys broken loose. I think this one, the caliper bracket, was 7/8. This guy was, I think they usually be.
Can we name them?
Well, I used the 15. I don't know if that was correct, but well, it works. You got it loose, so 15 there.
I was laughing.
And the bracket was 7/8. So, like I said, if you're just doing brakes, well, I'll show you. You could literally take this one out at the bottom. Depending on what you got going on, like you could really just take this guy and flip it up. Boom. Compress that, snatch your pads out, put a new pad in. We'll put the new pads in and put it back, and boom, you done. Tighten up the top, tighten up the bottom. Well, you want to make sure you can grease those, because but if you want to do a quick job, that's the way to do it right there.
Now you're filthy. How do you feel?
You feel like an animal. It's like,
He's like, I'm a man.
Like, this how I'm supposed to feel.
I'm a man. Take this color off of me.
That's the key too. When you're doing this stuff, take the caliper, hang it up there. Because if you leave it hanging, then you could break that hose. You break that hose, you got a lot of problems you really don't want to have. You follow? Alright, so hopefully that time lapse went out of pocket, but a couple things, got it all put back together. Use brake cleaner, not sparingly. You always want to make sure you're going to grease here, inside of those boots, top and bottom. Slap a little grease on the outside of the pad, on the inside of these guides, and you shouldn't have no squeaks. Alright, so on to the back. I already got the wheel off. I think we've never done anything on the back, so same concept though. Caliper bracket bolt here and caliper bolt here. If you want to just do a quick job, swap out the pads, you can loosen that bottom one, flip it up, get the pads out, put the new pads in, call it a day. But we gotta take this one off because we gotta get the rotor off. So I'm believing that should pretty much be the same size as the front, and I hope that everything will be smooth sailing. But like I said, I never done these, never done the back, I never done the back on this car, so we're gonna see what happens. So, just like everything, always run into a problem. Got the rotor off, this is the back, got the caliper bolt, well, bracket bolts out, and one pin, this guy here, is seized up. So, I'm slightly at a standstill, trying to figure out what I'm going to do to get that out of there. Don't want to be replacing the caliper, so we're going to try and figure something out, see what we can do, and we'll be back when I figure something out. Alright, so figured it out, a little banging, got this guy off. Now it's just time for the reassembly. I'm going to try and clean that up as good as possible. We got new pins, we got some new boots, so let's see what happens. So here's a pointer. You get ready to put everything back together. That bottom caliper bolt that I had a problem with, you want to put that in before you attach the caliper bracket, because this guy, say that's a trailing arm, is in the way, so you can't get that pin in. So you gotta, I'm gonna slide, see if I can just slide that down and sneak it in there. Alright, got everything about to get on the back. So, a couple pointers if you're gonna try and tackle this job. If you don't have to change the rotors out, and you could just take off the caliper pins here. Well, actually, you can take off the bottom one, flip this caliper up, swap the pads out real quick, put it back and be done. But if you gotta do the rotors, one suggestion for sure, once you get these loose, when you go to put it back, make sure you put this bottom pin in, but really you should just assemble the whole assembly together. That's what I'm gonna do on the other side. When I get this off, I'm just gonna put everything back together, and then putting the bracket on is gonna be the last part, because I had it all together. I don't know if you've seen on the time lapse, I had it all together, but I couldn't get this bottom pin in over here, so I had to take it back off, put that pin in. So I just put both of them in and call it a day. So that concludes video. The 2009 Nissan Altima 360 brake job. Did the front, just finished the rear tire going back on. Now I got to do the other side. So, just like everything, check that out. Got to the other side, just drive side back. So getting it in, this one came off easily, seemingly, but just like how we had a pin stuck on the other side, this one broke off. So now we gotta find a caliper bracket. Fun day. Nothing's ever simple, man.
That's fine.